Hello Cogitantes. Commander White looks trustworthy, but in NieR Automata, where clean things are almost never innocent, that should make every alarm bell in your head go off simultaneously. Because here's the real question, not why does she wear white? That's too easy. The real question is, what does her design make possible? What does it make legible enough to obey and invisible enough to never question? To answer that, I want to use Don Norman's The Design of Everyday Things, a UX textbook for a game about Android existential dread. I know how that sounds, but Norman gives us 4 tools and every single one maps onto Commander White with uncomfortable precision. Ready? Let's do it. Number 1. She is what Yorha wants you to see. Norman's first concept is the system image. The idea is simple. You never see the actual inner workings of a complex system. You see the surface it presents to you. And from that surface, your brain builds a mental model of how the whole thing operates. Commander White is Yorha system image. Think about the bunker. Chrome corridors, stark white panels, perfect lighting. It's a laboratory floating above the apocalypse. And then think about the earth below. Mud, rust, shattered concrete, machine oil everywhere. The contrast is massive and completely deliberate. She stands in the center of that laboratory in an immaculate white uniform, while most Yorha field units wear black. The system image she projects is clear. Yorha is ordered. Yorha is in control. The people at the top know exactly what they're doing. You're safe. And then you open the archives, and it is revealed that humanity went extinct around the year 4200. The moon isn't a refuge, it's a fake transmission server. And this is classified so that ordinary Yorha personnel never find out, with the commander and selected operations staff given enough access to maintain the lie. She is the clean interface of a system that would be unbearable if seen directly. Number 2. The riding crop is not a weapon. Norman calls them signifiers. A signifier is any foreseeable signal, a shape, a color, an object, that tells you what something means before you've consciously processed it. A flat metal plate on a door tells you to push. A handle tells you to pull. Commander White's design is absolutely loaded with them, and every single one is doing a specific job. Gold accents, rank, status, official value, high color, rigidity, formality, the physical signal that there is a structural distance between this person and everyone below her. Her uncovered eyes. Unlike standard Yorha models, she sees, she has access, she's the one who knows, or at least that's what the design wants you to think. We'll come back to that. And then there's the riding crop, not a firearm, not a sword. A riding crop is a precision instrument of discipline and command over something that follows, not something that fights back. That single object in her hand tells you how Commander White understands her relationship to the androids she commands. They're assets to be directed, not equals to be led. Character designer Yuya Nagai explained in a Pixie Vision interview that Commander White was designed to feel visually close to 2B, even with a comparable bodily presence. So she still belongs fully inside Yorha's visual language, and all the signifiers are precise grammar of institutional command translated into a body. Number 3. Norman's third concept is the conceptual model. It's the simplified story a design gives you so you can function inside a complex system without being overwhelmed by its real mechanics. A good conceptual model makes your actions feel meaningful. Commander White's entire design delivers one: humanity on the moon, Council of Humanity issues orders. Commander White receives and passes them down. Operators support the field units. Androids fight to secure the future of mankind. Clean, logical, linear. She's a relay, not a sovereign. The Black Box archive reveals that every Yorha android's black box, the literal core of their consciousness, is built from a recycled machine. So androids' consciousness and machine consciousness share the same fundamental structure. They are made from what they're fighting, and the Yorha disposal archive reveals that the bunker has a built-in backdoor. Once enough combat data is collected, the backdoor opens automatically. The bunker gets destroyed in a machine attack. Every android inside gets erased, including Commander White herself. And Commander White enforces this with a disturbing mixture of knowledge and ignorance. She knows the moon is a fiction, but she does not know the deeper level SS lie that makes even her expendable. Number 4. The voice that keeps the mission moving. Norman talks about two gaps every system has to bridge: the gulf of execution, what do I do, and the gulf of evaluation, did what I did actually matter? Commander White is personally responsible for both, and the way she handles them is where her design becomes genuinely disturbing. Think about the opening of the game. 2B detonates her own black box in a suicidal move to destroy an enemy target. She wakes up, reconstructed on the bunker, and Commander White immediately approaches her, calm, composed. She doesn't offer comfort. She formally acknowledges the combat data. She reprimands 2B for the reckless equipment destruction, and she assigns a brand new mission to the surface. But there are always more orders, another deployment, another objective. Because if an android ever stopped long enough to evaluate, the system collapses. Commander White is the calm that makes the next order feel inevitable. Now, here's where Commander White stops being just a game character and starts being like a mirror. Because the specific combination she embodies, a woman in white, informal authority, aesthetically composed, simultaneously powerful and constrained, it's not a neutral design choice. It resonates with the conversation Japan has been having with itself for decades. Think about how female authority has been represented in Japanese institutional culture. Japan has long ranked usually low among developed nations for women in leadership positions, in government, in corporate management, in military, in institutional hierarchy. So the imagery of a powerful woman in a formal command position is a design choice that carries cultural weight. So whether or not this was the explicit intention, Commander White's design places a woman at the top of a rigid military hierarchy and then immediately shows you that the top of that hierarchy is itself subordinate, surveilled, and expendable. There's a term in Japanese culture that's relevant here: omote and ura, the front face and the back reality, the polished surface presented outward and the actual mechanism working underneath. Commander White is pure omote, the face that Yorha shows. The ura, the machine cores, the disposal plan, is hidden specifically from her. And this maps onto something real about how institutional power can position women, visible enough to protect legitimacy, prestigious enough to seem included, but still outside the room where decisions that actually matter get made. NieR Automata doesn't say this explicitly, but the design makes the reading available. A woman in white at the top of the visible chain denied access to the chain beneath it. 2B figures it out. Nanes figures it out. A2 figured it out first and survived to tell it. The system cannot permanently contain the people inside it. Knowledge leaks. All of it exceeds what any system image can manage. In other words, control makes itself invisible, but once you can see it, You can't unsee it. A system that needs a clean face to function is a system that can be seen through. And seeing through, it is where everything interesting begins. You see the best designed lie, but you are handed the tools to read it. Happy thinking.